Have you ever noticed how the weight of January optimism can quickly turn into the weight of February guilt? You started the year fired up, ready to go. New planner? Check. Gym membership? Check. Hey, I'm gonna read a book every month. Reading list? Check. And in those first few weeks, it feels like this is actually going to be the year where I do it. But then life gets loud. A scheduled shift, a missed workout, a stressful week. Suddenly that planner remains unopened on your desk. The gym starts to feel like a waste of money. And the goals you wrote down start haunting you as opposed to inspiring you. And by February, you're already tired. And by March, you're tempted to give up. Not because you're incapable, but because deep down, you're chasing something that doesn't exist. Perfection. The truth is, you don't need a perfect year ahead, and you're not gonna get one either. You need a resilient one. And resilience doesn't come from hype. It doesn't come from crossing your fingers and hoping that this year will be magically different. It comes from shifting the way you think, the way you respond, and ultimately, the way you measure success. This is part 4 of our series on mindset shifts for our best year yet. And today, I want to walk you through the 3 traps that hold people back and the 3 mindset shifts that will make you unstoppable this year. The first trap we need to talk about is the trap of perfection. Perfection is the silent killer of momentum. It whispers lies like, if I can't do it right, I shouldn't do it at all. If I miss a day, I'll just quit. If it's flawed, it doesn't count. But here's the problem with perfectionism. Perfectionism punishes you for being human, while progress rewards the fact that you showed up. There's an old story about a man who carried water in 2 pots every day. One pot was perfect and the other pot was cracked. As you would imagine, every day the water leaked from the cracked pot along the path. The pot felt ashamed. You said pots have feelings? In my stories, they do. One day, the cracked pot apologized. Pot said, "I'm broken. I don't measure up." But the man smiled and said, "Look back at the path. Do you see the flowers? These flowers grew because of your cracks." And what I want you to get from that simple story is your imperfections don't disqualify you. Conversely, they make you useful. The cracks in your consistency, the moment you stumble, they can still produce growth as long as you continue to show up. So the very first mindset shift that we need to make today is from perfection to progress. Progress beats perfection every single time. Missing one workout doesn't mean you failed. Messing up one day of journaling doesn't mean you broke the habit. What matters the most is that you keep moving forward even if it's messy. So maybe in this coming year, you need to keep a progress journal, a place where each day you can write down one step forward you took in an area, a place where you don't focus on the size of the step, but you focus on the fact that you showed up. And here's the identity shift. You are not someone chasing flawless execution. You are someone who refuses to quit on your own progress. The second trap we need to talk about is the trap of speed. Our culture is obsessed with speed. We want instant results, overnight successes, viral breakthroughs. In fact, we scroll past anything that takes longer than 15 seconds. But here's the problem. Anything that comes fast rarely lasts. It'll leave just as fast as it came. There's a tree called the Chinese bamboo tree. You plant the seed, you water it, and for 5 years, nothing. You see no growth above ground, but underground, roots are forming deep and wide. And in the 5th year, the bamboo tree shoots up to 80 feet in just 5 weeks. That's not speed, that's patience. That's consistency paying off. And I want to submit this idea to you that consistency always pays its debt. It will not be indebted to you. So all you really have to do is string along enough effort until you receive your payment, till you receive your reward. So yes, our mindset shift here is from speed to to patience. Slow and steady isn't flashy, but it compounds. You don't notice the difference in a week, but in a year, 5 years, it's massive. Think of it like compound interest. Every day, you're making daily, patient deposits into your growth journey. Maybe the deposit today is reading. Maybe the deposit tomorrow is working out. Maybe the deposit the next day is learning. Maybe the day after that, it's serving. But all of that stacks up until one day you wake up and realize, hey, I am not who I used to be. And I want you to hear me. You're not building a moment, you're building a life. And life-changing growth in any area takes time. Let's make it practical. When you choose patience over speed, you stop asking how fast can I get there and start asking, well, who am I becoming along the way? And here's what's powerful. Speed gives you a moment, but patience gives you momentum. And momentum is what we need to win in life. The third trap I want to talk about is the trap of isolation. Now, this one is huge. Some of us believe that we can do it all on our own. We've bought into the lone wolf myth. Grind in silence, hustle in the shadows, prove everyone wrong. But there's an old proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. Think of geese flying in formation. When they fly in a V shape, they create an uplift for the bird flying behind them. And that uplift increases their range by 70%. And when one goose gets tired, it falls back and another one takes its place. That's not weakness. That's resilience. And so the third mindset shift I offer you is from isolated effort to connected growth. Community multiplies growth. The right circle sharpens you. It challenges you. It carries you when you feel like quitting, when you're getting tired. Resilience doesn't mean white knuckling it. It means linking arms with people that will remind you of who you are when you forget. So ask yourself, who do you need to invite into your growth this year? Find a mentor, join a group, text a friend who will hold you accountable. But the identity shift is you were not designed to live alone. You are part of a bigger story. And resilience grows when you walk with others. Let me tell you about Rachel. Every year, Rachel wanted to get healthier. And every year, Ray was burnt out by February. She always chased perfection. Perfect diet, perfect gym plan, the perfect schedule. But every time life interrupted, she just quit. One day, tired of herself, Rachel decided she was going to do something different. She was going to DSD that guy. She committed to one mindset shift. She chose progress, not perfection. Instead of aiming for perfect workouts every week, she focused on steady movement. Instead of chasing results in 30 days, she embraced the long game. And instead of doing it alone, she asked a friend to walk with her. 1 year later, our girl Ray wasn't just healthier, she was stronger, more confident, and more consistent than ever. Not because she had a perfect year, but because she had a resilient one. So how about you? I challenge you to create a progress journal for this upcoming year. And every night, I want you to write just 2 things. One thing you did to move forward today, one lesson you learned from a setback. And if you consistently do this throughout the year, here's what eventually will happen. In 30 days, you'll have 30 reminders that you're moving forward. In 6 months, you'll have proof that you're not the same person anymore. And by next December, when most people will be giving up, you'll be flipping through a year's worth of resilience and realizing you've already become unstoppable. And I leave you with this final story. There's a climber who set out to reach the top of a mountain. On the first day, he was full of energy, racing ahead, imagining how incredible it's going to feel to stand at the summit. But halfway through, the weather changed. The winds grew strong, the path became slippery, and every step felt harder than the last. He thought about turning back. After all, the mountain looked just as tall as it did when I started, and it didn't feel as if he was making any progress at all. But then his guide reminded him, "Hey man, Don't just look at the summit, take the next step. One step, that's stay up. I'm from the South, where we take our liberty with syllables. So that's what he did. Some days he moved quickly, other days he barely advanced. But step by step he climbed. And finally he reached the top. And looking back on the path, he began to realize something. It wasn't the days that he felt strong that defined his journey. It was the days he felt like quitting, but took the step anyway. That's resilience. And that's your story this coming year. You don't need to conquer the whole mountain in one day. You don't need to climb perfectly or quickly. You just need to keep stepping. And one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just climb a mountain, you became unstoppable on the way up. So stop chasing the perfect version of yourself and start becoming the resilient one. Because when you shift from perfection to progress, from speed to patience, and from isolation to connected growth, you don't just survive the years, you're transformed in them. If you enjoyed this video, I want to invite you to hit that subscribe button and become an expander. Join our growth community, and hey, always remember that growth is a journey, it's not a destination. I'm in it with you. I'll see you on the next one.